Hi, everyone. I hope all of you are healthy and safe during these challenging times where there's so much uncertainty and fear. I wanted to provide you information, giving some clarity on the COVID-19 impact on the housing market. So there is so much misinformation coming at you. It can create fear, and fear typically causes people to freeze and not act on their goals. So what I want to do right now is just kind of clarify things for you. For example, if you're a buyer right now and you're looking to purchase, what do you do right now? Loan guidelines are consistently changing due to the impact of COVID-19. Buyers are starting to feel like they don't qualify at all. To help clarify lending guidelines, I have asked Mina Yasuda with JMAC Home Loans to shed some light on the facts and why it's extremely important for buyers to get pre-approved more than ever before starting your home search, especially right now. You know, the COVID-19 guidelines is also impacting real estate laws as well. So every day things are changing, but if you're pre-qualified, you're able to start looking comfortably. It's also a ticket into getting to see a home right now because we have to practice lots of caution. A lot of sellers, I have a listing coming up. We're not just letting anybody come through the homes and take a look. So welcome, Mina.
Rubina, thank you so much for having me. And then on top of that, I think just in general, like Rubina mentioned, the key thing we want to focus on here is just providing factual information and data. Because with all the different news articles, and let's be real, I mean, the media is focusing on negative news because that's what sells and makes people click on it. And so I just want to make sure that we go over exactly what we would recommend you do and how to navigate the home buying process during the midst of, I guess, the pandemic in general. But I'll break it down into three main topics I want to talk about. And so number one is going to be, honestly, kind of the baseline, find the right team to help you. And now it's more important than ever before. Simply because, whether it's real estate or mortgage, the barrier to entry into the industry is still very low. And so now everyone needs to be updated on every single change on a daily basis. And also when it comes to the market too, the rates, all the home values, where is the appreciation, all these different details are going to have a huge impact on whether or not you're going to make a sound financial decision, during this time, especially with all these changes. And so just make sure that you vet and know exactly who you're working with, and you have the right team surrounding you. And secondly, like Rubina mentioned, the pre-qualification aspect of it. With pre-qualifying, getting pre-approved, a lot of people don't know when exactly timing-wise they should do that, but I would honestly recommend getting with the lender and talking to someone and having that conversation and starting the dialogue as soon as you think about wanting to purchase a home. And the reason why is just simply because, again, one, clarification on what you can qualify for, but also all these different questions that most people have. We want to make sure that you're in complete confident shape to make a good decision at the point in which you're putting offers on homes. We don't want you to have any questions. And so in the beginning, maybe you're wondering what the student loan payment will, or how the student loan payment will impact your qualifying, how much down payment you need, what are closing costs, what are impound. There's so many different random words that, I'm sure that a lot of people might not be familiar with unless you've gone through the process before, and even in that situation too. And so the pre-qualification and the pre-approval the purpose is simply to make sure that you know exactly what the numbers are going to look like. And so that's something that we definitely recommend you do up front. That way you just know exactly what you're getting into from the get-go rather than finding out and being surprised by anything later on. And then third, like Rubina mentioned again, the guideline changes are a big fear right now in the marketplace. And so a couple of things I will mention is that loan programs are different. There's not just one mortgage that everybody, basically funds on. And so depending on the mortgage program and the loan amount and all these different variables, honestly, the guideline changes may not have impacted you at all. And again, this kind of goes back to the point of the pre-qualification and the clarity, because once you talk to it with the lender, they know your situation. And hopefully if you talk with the right lender, they'll show you and break down a few different options and, actually go in depth about why one option might work over another. But once you know exactly how the changes have or haven't at all impacted you, at least you have the comfort of knowing that rather than assuming the worst. And so, yeah, Rubina, did you have any additional things you wanted me to go over in this kind of, I guess, mortgage side of things?
I just think everything that you covered hits hits it all, because so many people are trying to just have this guessing game, and then the guessing game creates stress. If two people are buying together, they're just guessing like, well, maybe we should just wait. Maybe we don't qualify. What about that student loan? What will our payments be like? What about closing costs? Forget it, and they just freeze.
And actually, it's funny you mentioned that, Rubina, too, because I think we were talking about it briefly before as well, but the whole analogy of when you're a kid and you're really, really scared and you watch a scary movie recently. If you look into a closet that's really dark and you see a coat hanging there, you think it's a ghost and you're way too scared to open it. But as soon as you go over there, turn the lights on, and you realize it's a coat hanging on a coat rack, then, all the fear goes away and you're like, wow, wait a minute, that's a coat. And so I think it's the same aspect, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think with anything in life, right, when it's a large purchase, or or for example, I mean, if you get married, you have a child, you purchase a home, those are all big life changes. And the more prepared you are, the better decisions you make. You're not making decisions out of impulse or fear. So yes, I think it's perfect. So thank you so much, Nina. It is so devastating that the shift in the market is impacted by a pandemic. I mean, a lot of buyers were waiting for a shift in the market, but I don't think anybody was wanting a pandemic to cause it.
No one was expecting this for sure, and everything escalated so quickly, which is why I think people were just reacting very heavily to a lot of different things happening, of course, in which we, it's impacted everyone, you, Rubina, me, everybody. But yeah, the number one thing we just wanted to make sure everyone's aware of is just, reach out. If you have any questions on the loan side, or if you're in a situation where you're not sure if maybe something you're told might be true, you can, reach out to me anytime, and we'll make sure we include the contact information below.
Yeah, absolutely. There are buyers out there, and there are sellers, and people have to still sell and buy. And those who are able to buy are out there. I closed 3 escrows during this time since March, and the buyers were, they went through. Luckily, they didn't lose their jobs, their 401k wasn't impacted, their health wasn't impacted. But those who are able, they're out there and they're looking. So thank you so much for the clarification, Nina.
No, thank you again for having me.
Yeah, I think education is key, knowledge is key. It helps us all. So thank you.